Buongiorno, viewers and podcast listeners. This is Jackie from Sakura Popcast. Welcome, and welcome back, Bonnie.
Buongiorno, everyone.
And wow, do we have a podcast for you today? First of all, I'll just get the usual introduction out of the way. You can find us on any podcast medium like Apple Podcasts, Google, iTunes, Anchor. And please like, favorite, and subscribe. We also have an email address where you can talk to us and we'll read out your message on the podcast. What is our email address, Bonnie?
It's sakurapopcast@gmail.com.
When I say we have an episode for you, I guess I should rephrase that. It was an episode for me.
Yeah, it was definitely a couple of very exciting episodes.
Yes. So
And
this
those
podcast is
cliffhangers.
going to be particularly fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
get started.
review. Yeah, let's review some of the things that happened. And we both kind of had some things to say about how we figured Junwoo's gonna be found out. So now we get the reveal. Early episode 11, we learned that he didn't get found out, essentially.
Yeah. See, I knew there was a catch. I was like, he couldn't find out so early.
Darn it.
But they used your plot.
With the phone call, that's right.
Yep.
Except the phone call was in vibration mode.
Yeah.
Wow,
It was very anticlimactic.
Luck is on Junwoo's side. I tell
Yeah.
you, what are the chances?
And even the fact that he heard the like Vincenzo heard the vibration and said your phone is ringing, but he didn't catch on.
Yeah.
That was frustrating.
But he can't catch on to everything. I mean, Vincenzo, he's good at what he does, but he still gets caught off guard sometimes and doesn't foresee everything. It's not like he's got his guard up 150%, 24/7.
As evident with these two episodes, actually, I felt like, you can see his flaws, his weaknesses a little bit.
Yep. But it shows that he's human.
That's true.
Yeah. He's not a god. That's for sure. Very far away from one.
Not perfect.
Yep. But yeah, I thought, man, that this phone call that they had under the underpass is the most tense phone call that I've seen depicted in a drama since the movie Phone Booth. And I thought, hey, this phone call reminds me of that movie. Now we know why Vincenzo can fight so well too. And it was revealed that he's actually trained by a veteran of the Italian Special Forces.
I mean, yeah, it makes more sense that, it's just not. It makes this story make more sense.
It makes many things that he can do make more sense.
Yeah. Right? Because why would this random lawyer be so good at fighting for no reason?
Yeah.
So that's good they explained that.
It explains a few other things too, like his interrogation tactics, his threat tactics. Because I'm pretty sure if you're a member of the Special Forces, you learn how to interrogate a prisoner. He got his name out, Jung Han-sok. So
yeah.
Should we refer
one step closer?
Yeah, should we refer to Junwoo as that now? It's harder to say though.
I like Junwoo more.
Okay,
I don't like that name.
Jung Han-sok. And it's very confusing because it's one vowel, no, it's one consonant away from being the same as his younger brother's name.
Exactly.
Jung
so it's confusing.
Yeah. The next scene I thought was equally intense because Vincenzo and Cha-young captures those three assassins. It was very, very creative too, what they did with the van. And like reverse hooking up the exhaust system so it it breathes fumes into the interior of the car. Basically, this is like torture style interrogation.
Yeah, I appreciate their creativity because every time they torture people, it's different. Yeah. And you got to see a different side of Cha Yong too.
Wow. Yeah, she's hardened. Not as hardened as Vincenzo, but I I didn't know that she can go so far.
Yeah. Which her dad saw in her, right? But good for her. I feel like that's a partner that
Yeah.
is works well with Vincenzo. If
hmm
she's too soft, then she would be a burden,
And I was actually
right?
in that scene, I wondered if Vincenzo was going to go soft. She had the look of somebody who looked like she was ready to take revenge right then and there. And I thought Vincenzo is going to take her back and make sure she gains some perspective and de-escalate the situation. He didn't bother to,
No.
which is refreshing to see because it's
because,
not what I expected to happen.
because he's even more cold-blooded, so
That's
it's okay.
right. He's just like, go ahead and make it their days.
You know what surprised me though is that those two other guys are working for him now.
They're not just working for him, they're working hard for him.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Like, why are they so
Um,
loyal to him?
well, of course, there's the physical threat that he was going to kill the two of them. It's good to see that he's managed to snag a couple
Yeah,
of extra helpers because he
that's
needs
true.
that.
Yeah, and they seem to be very effective, so
Yeah,
fine by me.
so helpful. Um, I what do you think of how Vincenzo passed judgment?
I mean, it's pretty, but that's pretty comfortable compared to like torturing them.
Ah,
You know
I
what I
see where you're
mean?
at.
Like
Yeah.
that way of dying is way better than what Jungwoo did to that guy by beating him with a hockey stick
Yep.
or a baseball bat or whatever he used. So I think yeah, that's merciful if you compare to that. I mean, killing people are not good in general, but if I had to choose between those two, I would choose the carbon monoxide.
But Cha Young, she stays upset. But she still didn't get closure because she said that uh every time she sees his two helpers, she feels that same anger and rage. Well, they conspire to kill her dad, so it's
Oh
very
yeah,
understandable.
for sure.
And Vincenzo says, like, don't worry, uh, he's going to like pass the same judgment on them
Hmm.
or something like that
With time after using them.
after using them. Yep.
Hmm. So we will see.
Yeah, I kind of feel conflicted about that.
Why?
You think
Because
that, by risking their lives and following his orders, like they effectively become his subordinates, and perhaps that should offer them some ticket of redemption.
yeah,
And
that's not
clearly,
how this show works.
I guess that's not how the mafia works.
That's not how any like everyone's disposable in this drama series, right? Whether you're helping the good guy or the bad guy. I feel like that's how it has to be done.
Revenge must be the answer.
Hmm. Well, even like at the beginning, how brutal, even if it's not revenge, like how brutal it was that all those people who helped to hide the gold were killed.
Oh, yeah.
Like it
Can't
just
forget that.
tells you that you can't you can't trust anyone. Like you did nothing wrong. You're helping them, but you're gonna get killed because you're a threat.
Hmm
So that's how this world works.
That's how their world works.
Their world, I
It's the
mean.
mafia after all.
Yeah. The Vincenzo world.
Nobody's an angel
Nope.
in this show.
Except for the dad who became an
Yes.
angel.
Yes.
See, that's what happens when you're an angel. You die.
Is this true? That's a bit extreme.
There's no point being nice. That's what happens.
This drama is changing our outlook
Yeah.
on life and on
Kids,
our
don't
moral
watch this.
values.
This is not something to learn your moral values or, to base your moral compass on. Definitely not.
And let's move on to the next thing that happened is Vincenzo found himself another prisoner, another person who he's caught in his net. That lobbyist, like that arms dealer. So basically, he did this Russian roulette where he spins the bullet in the gun and just takes turns. First at the guy, and then at himself, and then at the guy again, and then at himself, and
I don't know why he
so
would aim it at himself. What
tense.
if he kills himself? That's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, why do you gotta aim it at yourself?
He's taking something like a 1 in 6 or 1 in 10 chance.
Yeah. I was like, that's not smart, dude. But it turned out okay, I guess. So that's fine.
And he says, there's no limit to endurance of physical pain, but there's a limit to the endurance of fear.
Yeah, so now the prosecution has arrested him for being a mafia
Mm-hmm.
member.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where my favorite guy comes in.
You
I told you he
score.
would be the star.
So you score a point because your prediction came true.
I mean, I still like him, but that whole scene with him walking down the hall was maybe a little too much.
It had to be too much.
Yeah,
It
that's
had to
true.
be the most overdramatic entrance ever.
It was.
It
I mean,
took
he looked good in a
everybody
suit.
by surprise.
But,
Yes, the way he flipped his suit back and
yeah.
did this Michael Jackson thing.
So good. And then the whole him wanting to hug him, that was too much too, but I think he needs to provide comic relief.
Mm-hmm. And
But that was pretty cool.
yeah, fabulous. I like how, at that point, I really like how things are starting to turn out
Mhm.
because the tide is turning. He's gotten like one of the best tools on his side. What a really amazing asset. And that's basically the whole intelligence agency at his disposal.
Yeah, international intelligence too.
Yeah, that is a powerful tool. Now he can match his enemy's ability to gather all that intel because that's what Babel had. Like they had the prosecution under their thumb. Yeah, so now they're more on equal grounds. Yeah, so you are completely right.
I'm glad. See, he's not useless. He might
Bordering
be
on.
silly.
So close. That's the best thing that he's done all series long.
I'm getting bored of the other scenes though. Like the scene with the plaza people, I think they need to cut down on. Yeah, the tenants and they are looking for gold. I don't know, it's just repetitive and just annoying.
It's a
Maybe.
subplot. It
It
might
might.
get
That's true.
somewhere.
Maybe that's your
It
prediction.
might. So now that we've talked about what the protagonists are doing, how about the other side of the field? Looks like after everything that's happened, the Wu Sang CEO has decided to hedge his bets. He's decided that things have gone too far.
Yep, so he chooses the weaker brother to support,
Yeah.
which is not very smart, but
Yeah, they're
whatever.
both not terribly smart.
No, this is not a good partnership, but good for him for, trying.
We've got two cowards who have paired up together, neither of whom are
Yeah.
very resourceful, neither of whom are very intelligent or courageous. Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see where that goes.
But at least, our Wu-Sang CEO isn't just like relegated to this unworthy sidekick at
Yeah,
Wu-Sang.
that's
So
true. At least he's
he's
doing
re-
something.
Jung-Woo, his last bastion of defense, like his anonymity disappears. His
Hmm.
identity has been revealed, so he's on the ropes. Would you say that they're on the defensive now?
Mm, well, that last scene definitely shows that he's on the defensive because he couldn't do anything.
Finally, I could cheer
Yeah.
because they've been
But
on the offensive for so long and just like killing innocent
yeah,
people.
it helps to be in the shadows. So it's true, like once his identity is revealed, I think it gives Vincenzo's side a lot more of the upper hand.
Hmm.
But I felt like that scene again is it's too early. Like there must be a catch.
That is episode 11, everybody. So, episode 12, we see the catch. We see Sancho never had the intention to kill Junwoo. It would have been too easy a death.
Yeah, exactly. Then what are they going to do
But
for the next like 10 episodes?
yeah, see, he also couldn't turn him in because there's insufficient evidence.
Plus who is he turning him
So,
into because the prosecution is on their side.
I couldn't fathom really what was happening, but it was actually all orchestrated from Vincenzo's side and Cha Young.
Well, that's why it made more sense because, like I was saying, my recollection is that he found out who he was, told Chaeyoung right away, and then the next scene is he's at his house killing him or trying to kill him. So I was like, whoa, 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 things are happening too fast.
I thought that was it. Like, the logical thing to do, in my view, was to pull the trigger, get rid of him. He's the source of all this badness and evilness. Once he's done, then you would have taken care of the root of the problem.
Yeah, well, I thought that maybe they would do some more planning before he did that, like gather some more evidence or do something else. So I was surprised that it went so quickly. Like, sure, they could kill him, but maybe they want to take down Babel too, right? I don't know.
Vincenzo did say that, like, he didn't want Junwoo to die
Nobody.
as
Hmm.
this rookie lawyer of Wusang. Like, that wouldn't give them any meaning to the whole revenge. Yeah. So instead of killing him, he's luring him out.
That scene, when Chayoung, when he goes to Chayoung and like plays innocent and she slaps him, that was such a good scene,
Oh,
right?
so satisfying. This is another one of those cases where I thought, oh, the protagonist is gonna soften.
Right.
She's gonna feel more upset by the betrayal and more hurt than she will feel angry. But that's not who Cha Young is.
No.
It's like she has this incredible ability to channel any negative feelings of like guilt, of regrets, of like pain or whatever, and make that into anger that
Hmm.
she can
Which
use.
is good. I I'm liking her more and more because of that.
Yeah, she is, like you said, like a perfect companion to Vincenzo's schemes.
And I like that in general because a lot of K dramas portray the female lead as like a weak person who needs to be saved. And I appreciate she holds her own.
Hmm. And K dramas also depict the female lead to be the person who displays that empathy,
Hmm.
even for people who might be
Yeah.
her enemies. So this is very different.
There's a scene about him drowning in his bathtub, which I feel like I don't know about it. Is it a little bit extra?
It's extra something. It's extra fan service, Bonnie.
Oh, okay, fine. You always need a scene with a guy topless.
Yeah, who else are they gonna show off those
That's
hard-earned
true.
abs to?
Fine, fine, but in terms of the plot, it was not really relevant. Just saying.
No, no. They could have seen him like dose out somewhere else, but it had to happen in the bathtub.
Yeah. I mean, he could have just stepped into the bathtub, but they had to spend like 30 seconds of him watching himself in the mirror, looking at his muscles,
Partly,
just
partly
because,
for us.
partly for fans. So that was that scene. 'Cause what happens next is that it's pretty big. Is that Cha Young and the paralegal found out about the gold?
Oh, yeah. I was gonna talk about a little bit later, but it's okay, we can jump into it.
Is that okay?
Yes,
Because I think
everybody knows.
chronologically that's what happens, and I was just so I don't know. It felt out of character for Vincenzo to be so flustered and to be so upfront. You would think like a mafia person would be more, calm and collected about it, and also he would know better to not tell so many people.
He didn't tell any of them. He only told Cha Young and his paralegal. And he already told Cha Young
But that's
once,
what I
really.
mean. Like if I were him, I wouldn't tell anyone. Like as
I'm
a
not
mafia
sure.
member, you shouldn't tell
I'm
anyone.
not
Like
sure. Like he knew when he knows when he's on the ropes. I think Cha Young had him on the ropes,
yeah.
and he didn't think he was in a position to charm his way out of it. Like it wasn't gonna work. Remember, Cha Young very early on suspected why he was helping out her dad and why he keeps hanging around Gunga Plaza.
Yeah, because she's smart. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so she suspected all along. I think she would have guessed. And as a good partner, he just he didn't want to leave that up to chance, I guess. If you have to deliver a secret, do it on your own terms.
Yeah. So I guess they're working together to try to keep the gold to themselves now.
It's cute to see him flustered.
It is. But again, it feels out of character. I know he's supposed to be a human, but just not his cool, collected self.
There are three things that can fluster a man like him. So one, something he cares, like he cares the most about the goal. That's the very reason that
He's
he's
still
here
here.
doing
Yeah.
any of this, that he got caught up in any of it because he was going after the gold in the first place. So top of his mind, he's like, that's his ultimate priority. Um, it's what he came for. Is what he'll want at all costs. And number two, the second thing that can get him flustered is Cha Young when she does something that's too weird, or when
Figures
she's
him out.
sort of half confessing.
Yeah.
Yep. And the third would be pigeons.
Oh, Insangi.
So about the gold, as they refer to everything in won, so that's the Korean currency, and 1,000 won is about $1. So they're talking like a trillion won plus 150 billion or something like that. So we're looking at north of $1 billion. That is a tidy sum. Yeah, and that's just some context so people know how much this gold is worth. It's not trivial, that's for sure. It's a lot.
Well, for a
It's,
wealthy guy like him to be doing this much for it, it must be, significant sum.
I'm pretty sure you can buy like a city with that sum.
I'm not sure.
A small
It's
city or
such an
big
astronomical
town.
figure
Yeah.
that I don't even know. I can't even fathom. So that's the
And
gold
all
piece.
non-taxable too.
Oh, yeah. And then we find out that not only is there gold down there, there's some important piece of information too.
Yeah, historical artifacts.
And
And
the
oh,
guillotine files.
yes. This plot just keeps on weaving and weaving. And we get more subplots out of it. That's pretty cool. I suspect that Vincenzo is going to just return it to its rightful owner, so the intelligence agency.
I hope
But
so.
who knows? He might sell it on the black market because he is not a
Because
man with high moral values.
no, exactly. So we will
Yes, do
see.
it. Sell it for another $1 billion.
But I like that intelligence agency guy. I want to help him.
Hey, they screwed up first.
That's true.
How could you let another country like hack into your intelligence?
Yeah.
Intelligence. This should be like Fort Knox. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out.
Yeah. For such a important file from such a secret service, it's kind of sad that it was so easily hacked into. But this is TV for you.
Hmm. But so going back to how this episode, well, we're nearing to talking about the end of the episode where
Yes.
there are
So
some
sorry.
crazy bombshell moments. So
Back to what you were
first,
talking about.
yes, uh, somebody else shot Junwoo. Didn't need
Yeah.
Vincenzo to shoot him.
Nope. With a
Yeah.
real gun this time.
Yes, not just a real gun. Holy, that is a
A
shotgun.
rifle.
Yeah. Uh, and lots of damage there. He got away, Junwoo. So seemingly, he seems like he's on the way to a full recovery, and this spells bad news for our younger brother Babel.
I feel so bad for him. I just feel like
I
I
can't
just
catch a
feel
break.
bad for him at this point. Like you can tell he's not meant to do things like that. Like he was freaking out.
Hmm.
You know, like he does not have it in him to kill another person.
Nope, whoever that may be. He has
Hmm.
no problems with ordering other people to maim and kill other people. So,
Did we actually see him do that?
well, he ordered some henchmen after both Vincenzo and Cha Young.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Probably did a few other things besides. That's just as despicable.
But it's different when you do it with your own hands.
I'm gonna reserve my sympathy for this guy. I don't think he's
Yeah.
done anything that's noble or decent.
Oh, he
He's
hasn't. But he's also like traumatized growing
so
up.
he is also a victim in a way.
Yeah.
Yep, I buy that.
Like he did
Doesn't
not get to catch a
excuse
break.
doesn't excuse any of his uh actions, but
Hmm.
yes, he is a victim
I feel
of.
like he has no volition though. I feel like he's like, well, he's just a puppet.
He
I
probably
don't think he has
wouldn't
a
have learned all
choice.
those nasty tricks really if it weren't for his older brother.
Hmm.
He would
I
have
don't
just
think he has a
squandered
choice.
a corporation away.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy that I I have the impression of him. So yes, a victim of his circumstances for sure. But yeah, let's reserve our final judgment of him. He is not in a good position right now. He's very
No.
vulnerable because hey, he tried to kill Junwoo and it failed.
That's the worst outcome for him, really.
Yeah,
Like you got to do it or you don't. You can't like half
can't
do it.
halfway. Yeah, that's right.
No, this is not good.
He is doomed, Bonnie.
He is so doomed.
The only way he can get himself out of this rut and perhaps stay alive is if he cooperates with
Yep.
Vincenzo.
Go to the other side.
Yep, that's right.
But I don't know if he's going to be helpful. That's the only thing. We'll
Um,
see.
oh, he's got some of his wits about him. Not much, but he's got some brain.
Does
And
he?
even if he doesn't know what to do, Vincenzo would get it out of him.
Yeah, maybe
He'll
he'll
lay the
like
plan.
reverse puppet him and use him to do something.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that's right. That's the
that's
best
true.
tool in the tool shed is to use your enemy's hunting dogs.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, fine. Maybe
Another
he'll be
quote.
useful. We will see what happens to this poor guy.
Hey, that's my prediction. So you've got 1 point.
All right.
And my prediction is that younger brother Babel is going to
Your
be
brother.
aiding Vincenzo's cause.
Okay, we'll see when that happens.
If he can't have the corporation, nobody will.
I mean, no one should have the corporation. That corporation should go down. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for. The last scene is they went down to get the gold.
Mr. Choi, you two timing bleep 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 bleep.
I would not have expected that from him from the begin, like at the beginning, because he seems like such a loyal guy. And then as the story progressed, I got worried because he started doing some sketchy stuff.
Right.
And don't you find it kind of ridiculous his reasons for needing the money? Because his daughter can't take violin lessons and his wife can't take Pilates classes.
Oh, let's not forget about the cryptocurrency bets
I
and the
was like,
stock
seriously?
market.
I would be like, no. If
Yeah.
he was saying his daughter's dying from cancer and he needs funds to help her, then fine. But those are terrible reasons. I was so surprised that Vincenzo was like, okay, let's get your gold.
Well,
I don't know. Not very logical.
I think he swore in Italian first. Why, you little?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
he
I can't
did.
believe you did it. Can't believe it.
And he spat in
So
his
Mr.
face.
So Mr. Choi, yes, yes. Oh, to be a fly in that room. So
That was
yes, Mr.
a
Choi has
bizarre scene.
gotten himself into a bit of a debt, and ergo why he needs the gold. But it is out of character. All this time, he seemed to be
Right?
like the most upstanding person as far as a person who's helping Vincenzo goes.
Yeah. I feel like if there's one person Vincenzo can trust, it's him.
Yep.
But nope.
And yeah, he
Can't
can't
trust
trust
anyone.
them. Nope. Darn.
So, what are your predictions? What's gonna happen next episode?
Um, well, Chaeyoung knows about the gold,
Mm-hmm.
so perhaps she'll come to his rescue? Eh, maybe. Somebody, please.
Yeah, I think someone would have to come. I'm thinking it's either Chaeyoung or that random girl who knows too much,
Ah. Oh, that would be interesting. Yes, let's
right?
get her.
Because there's something about her. Like she knows a lot, but she's not doing anything right now.
Mm-hmm. And she
So
suspects a lot. She's heard their whole conversation
she
in the
knows
balcony.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And she's some crazy hacker,
Oh,
apparently.
yes, that's right. Yep.
So that's really cool.
Yeah. I think she will become an asset.
Mm-hmm.
Another tenant with hidden powers.
You know what? Maybe all these tenants have some use. Maybe I'm like downplaying
I
them
wouldn't
too
go
much.
that far. I
Maybe.
would
Maybe
say
the
some of them have
zombie
showed their
guy is not
use.
just a zombie guy.
I think most of them have shown their use already.
Okay.
But there should be more to come. We
I
haven't
hope
seen the
so.
last of Scissors yet.
Oh, I hope not. He's so cool.
All right.
All right.
And so we've come close to the end of our episode. Let's do some cultural pointers. Are you ready?
Yes.
So we learned a bunch of useful words throughout the course of the series, and I will introduce some of them. Let's start with a noun. So it was used a number of times these past few episodes, and the noun is 정부. Can you guess what that means, Bonnie? Have you heard it repeated enough times to hazard a guess?
No. Can you give me a context?
Mm, Mr. Angun, gave some chongbu to Vincenzo and his team.
Oh, intel.
Yeah, that's right. What's the word for lawyer? They've said it so many times, like must be 20 times each episode. Because they
I
have to
don't.
refer, because they refer to each other as lawyer all the time.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's 평사님,
Okay.
or rather 평사. That's the word for lawyer. Nim is like a suffix that's attached on. So what's interesting is Vincenzo and Cha Young, even as close as they are, refer to each other. They refer to each other as Ponsa, like literally. One a lawyer is calling the other, addressing the other person as lawyer. And that's just that's kind of like a cultural context in that it's a sign of respect. Of course, another way that Vincenzo can refer to Cha Young is by her name. So respectfully, he could say Cha Young Shi. So she is just both a male and female suffix that you can use to refer to somebody in a respectful way, but only if you know their name. So if you don't know their name, you can't use that. Yep. Uh, but yeah, it just shows that they're very, very professional. Like despite them being also so close and having such a like strong bond of friendship, they still speak in professional, formal, respectful language when they
Yeah, it
talk to
seems
each
like
other.
they're still business partners
Yep. Yeah, that's
at
right.
this point. That's why.
Yep. Yes. And how about the word for brother? What would that be?
It depends if it's older or younger.
Ooh, very good.
So
Older.
older would be Hyung,
Yeah.
and then younger would be Dongsang.
Yep. Yes. Um, and a peculiar thing that younger brother Jung says, like when he addresses Junwoo, he doesn't
Yeah.
just say Hyung, right?
No.
He says Hyungnim. So nim is like she, it's a suffix, and it infers even a greater level of respect. Um,
Hmm. Because he's so scared
when
of him.
yeah, when you refer somebody to nim, you do it for either one of two reasons. The more common reason is that you are somebody who's like lower, kind of on a societal hierarchical structure. So, for example, when you refer to a teacher or a doctor as like a patient or as a student, you say 선생님, again with that 님 as a suffix. As a customer, somebody who's helping you, like a salesperson, will refer to you as a customer. Like they'll say, they obviously don't refer to you by name, but they'll say like 손님. Yeah. Um, and so that's the more common reason of why the name suffix is used. The second reason is if you are in a gang of some sort.
Oh.
In typically in in gangs, they're depicted as being like all male gangs, right? So anybody who's older than you refer to as not just a hyung unless like you're super super close and you're comfortable with that take that informal way of dressing each other. You'd say hyungnim. because they've kicked more ass than you have as a rookie.
Gotta
So you
respect them.
got to defer to them.
Yep.
Okay, so I will test you now. What is the word for intelligence?
I forgot already.
Goldfish memory.
청부.
Yeah, it's easy to remember, Bonnie, because you know Chinese
I
very
know.
well.
That's how I got it to begin with.
And lawyer is harder to say.
Oh, that one's hard. Um, something sa 님.
Yeah, you got it half right.
What is the first?
평사님, 평사.
평사?
Yep,
평사님.
yes, got it. Yep. And lastly, let's say you are a rookie member of
A gang?
Twin Dragon Gang, and you
So,
are a guy,
uh-oh.
and you're
Okay.
referring to your older senior member of the gang. What
I
would
would
you call
say,
him?
형님
That's right.
while shaking.
Perfect.
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
Boo. I will do better next time.
Well, shall we wrap up? Thank you for listening, everybody. We will be back next week with episodes 13 and 14. It's been fun. Arrivederci.
Yes, it has. Arrivederci.